Hey, I'm Brad Shore. Welcome to today's Ask a Shrink, where today I want to talk about the difference between being an acquaintance with somebody versus having a good friend. There is a difference. Let's talk about that difference. Welcome to Ask a Shrink. So it took me a long time to learn it in my life, where you have a bunch of acquaintances, people you're hanging out with, maybe you go drinking together, maybe you see them occasionally at work, but they are acquaintances. But it can be a bit confusing to separate out, well, what's an acquaintance? Somebody I have fun with, somebody I see a lot of, versus somebody who's a true friend. There is a distinct difference. And it'll help you navigate through life if you know the difference, if you think about this. It's an important topic. The reason it's an important topic is because our friends are people we can really rely on, trust, and be vulnerable with, and they can be vulnerable with us, and they feel safe doing so as well. That intimacy, that leads to a deeper friendship. Somebody you can always count on even when things are not going so good. That's the big difference between acquaintances and friends, is that even if someone pisses you off, things are not going well, you're not liking some decisions they're making, you're still there for them as a friend as they are for you. For example, let's say somebody's getting married and you don't like their new potential wife or husband, but you're not going to drop them as a friend. That's their decision. They're choosing their life partner. That's up to them. But you may not be happy. You're going to be polite and allow your friend to choose whoever they want to spend their life with. That's what a good friend does. Using this example, that can be very different with an acquaintance. If you don't like who they're choosing to spend their life with, then you can actually say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to choose not to hang out with this person anymore because I don't like who they're bringing into their life and I don't want to be around that energy. So that's an example of where a true friendship is going to endure. It's going to allow people to be who they are, including whoever they want to share their life with, and even if you don't like that person. That's what a friendship will endure, whereas an acquaintance may be, you know what? Sayonara, see you later, I don't want to be around this. With close friends, you usually feel connected in mind, body, and spirit. And generally, though you don't need to, you usually share similar views about the world, about the direction of politics in your country, about important issues to you. Usually you share the same thing with a good friend. You're going to be there through thick and thin for them. And most people don't get this far. It's not that many people in our lives who are going to be a good friend in that way. So with a good friend, you can talk about intimate, deep feelings. With an acquaintance, it's going to usually be more surfacey talk. And it's fine, by the way, to have people that can just be acquaintances in our life. There's nothing wrong with that, and you don't need to try to elevate them to be a good friend. If it unfolds that way naturally, that's fine, and you're going to see that unfold for you with probably not much effort put in. But don't think that that has to be a goal. There's nothing wrong with having a bunch of acquaintances. People maybe that you work out with at the gym, people you meet for coffee, people you go bowling with or play sports with. That's all fine and dandy, but just know there's a difference between a relationship with an acquaintance versus a relationship with a good friend. Also, with good friends, you're committed to helping them develop character and helping and supporting them in their life and who they're becoming and the choices that they're making. And you're also able to give honest feedback to them. That's what makes a good friendship. You both share some responsibility about honesty with each other. You both need to be honest, and you get that. You understand that it may hurt the other person's feelings potentially, but you know that the friendship has the space to encompass that difference. That's the key. This friendship has the space to encompass different opinions and different beliefs and different feelings. With acquaintances, you're probably not so serious emotionally with them. You may not even really talk about any deeper feelings or what's really important to you. It's usually going to be more light and surfacey, and again, that's fine. Just know the difference. Now, if you're having a hard time deciphering in your life who's a close friend versus who's an acquaintance, maybe somebody kind of is right there in the middle, let me give you some questions that you can ask yourself to help you decipher what they mean to you, who they are to you. Are they a good friend or are they an acquaintance? One question is, does this person accept you for exactly who you are and overall does not judge you? Another good question to ask, are they there to listen and take in what you're saying versus just wanting to pound you with advice all the time. A good friend will simply just listen and hear you and offer advice if you ask for it. Oh, and here's a good one. Who can you trust with a secret? Something you don't want to be shared with anybody else. Who can you trust? And my last question is, who can you be most authentic with? Who can you just be yourself with? And let everything hang out and they just see you and know you for who you really are. You're not putting on any airs. You're not trying to be something for them. You're not putting on some mask for them. You're pretty much just being honest and authentic. Who can you do that with? If you can do that with them and they're doing that with you, then that's a good friend. So I hope this clears up at least a little bit about the difference between close friends versus acquaintances. It's an important thing because as we get older and sometimes we lose family members, then oftentimes what we have left is simply our friends. And thank God for our dear friends. Sometimes people are lucky to have one good friend in their life, maybe two. If you have three, you're really blessed. If you have any insight or thoughts you'd like to share, please leave me some comments below. And subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like these kind of mental health videos. And until next week, this is Brad Shore signing off from Ask a Shrink.